Hello, Dave. Good to see you again. Welcome back today. Thank you for being here as always. Oh, I don't know if I'd necessarily say that, Dave, but thank you very much. I certainly appreciate all the support that you've given over the time that we've been here together. But thank you very much. Customer, welcome. Good to see you guys. Thank you very much. It is good to see you, Ostamura. Thank you for being here. I do certainly enjoy my RPGs. Have ever since I was a little kid, and that was a really long time ago. Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream, episode number 5 of our Solasta Crown of the Magister gameplay series. I'm Commander Draval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So, on an admin note, as I told you when I started the game, I'm using the unfinished business mod here for the game. It's incredibly useful for me in expanding the game and what it can do and what content is in it. And I had been struggling with it to update the game or the mod over the past couple of weeks. And the mod was originally kept up by someone. The development was then forked over to someone else who's been updating it, and they've been updating it literally like every couple of days. There's a new update to it to fix some things, and some of those fixes were really needed for me, specifically the way of the Shadow Monk and how it interacts with darkness and that sort of stuff. But it would not update inside the mod itself, so I had to uninstall the mod, download the latest version, and install that. The reason I'm telling you this is not because it broke the saves or anything like that. I'm telling you that because there are possibly some settings that are different here than what was in my previous playthrough. And what I mean by that is that when I had set my previous one up, there are some buttons inside of the mod, and we can just bring it up here quickly and look at it. I'm now up to 0.84 and I was at 0.70. Down here at the bottom, there are some buttons here. So there are toggle quality of life set, toggle the tabletop only rules, and then use 2014 5e or 2024 5e rules. And I had clicked all of these while I was setting up my previous one. And there is no way to uncheck, so to speak, the 2014 once you've clicked it. This doesn't toggle, it just enables, is what it does. So what I've done is I have gone through here and I've left the 2014 stuff off this time. The things that are checked in green are also things that are allowed in 2024. So that's why they're toggled on, with the exception of enable level 20 and enable multiclass, which is not necessarily a 24 thing, or a 2014 thing. It just goes along with the game. So there are going to be some things that are different that you might show up when we're doing rolls, when we're in combat, and we're rolling initiative, some of those sorts of things, because I don't have everything set exactly how it was last time. As far as the rules and campaigns and crafting and all that sort of stuff goes, all of these are pretty close, I think, to what were previously set. But again, there may be some differences. So as we're going through this, if you notice things slightly different, it's because I'm really trying to focus on the 2024 rule set here in preparation for what I know Solasta 2 is going to be. So that's why I've kind of just not gone through and enabled everything in the mod again. It shouldn't change a whole lot about what we're doing, but again, there are some mechanics that might be slightly different as we go through this. So I think that's it on the admin notes. And hey, Rudi, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, well, you guys and the best streamer things. I mean, I appreciate it, and I'm glad you all enjoy it. I'm hopefully you guys are getting some benefit out of all this content. So for our recap, at the end of last week's episode, we had finished up in Kerlem. We had come back, we had reported to the council, and at the end of last week's episode, we had done a side quest that had to do with the low-life background, where we did Messiah's birthday quest. And once we finished that, we are now And we had picked up a side quest, Honor Your Masters, which is going to take place while we're on the way to our next main quest. So let's go ahead and jump in here. And we'll take stock of where we are here in Cairkilpin, and we'll get ready to leave because we're going to have to do a little preparation before we go. Okay, so here we are. If we look at our quest journal, we have Honor Your Masters, which is going to send us back to Cairlem. This is on the way to our main quest line, which is the Dark Castle. Okay, so we're picking this up before we go. We had completed Messiah's birthday, which we can do here in town before we leave. And Arwen Merton's story is going to be continuing on for a while. It's not something that we're going to have to deal with right this second. But I think we are now ready to head out on our main quest here. So let's prepare for that. And let me go see if there's anything that I want to deposit in our stash here before we go. Okay. So I don't see anything off the bat here. Yeah, looks like we'll be able to sell a bunch of things. And that scroll of fireball was so nice. So 1, 2, 3. We have 3 ration pouches, and that's it. Okay. So let's go over here to Gorham. And we'll sell off all of this stuff. We do have an Angry Violet that we picked up. Before we do that, let's go check and see. Okay, so we're gonna keep that. That's what I wanted to check on. Okay, so we're gonna keep 1 fire source. Did we not? Check this out. Okay. So we got a Ring of Dark Vision here. It gives you dark vision if you don't have it. Now I've specifically spec'd everybody out in my party to be able to have dark vision. So I don't need this. It doesn't give you improved dark vision if you have dark vision already. So it's not useful for me in this playthrough. Okay, so let's go ahead and sell off. Ingredient. Okay, and the rest of those are fine. We don't need the Ring of Dark Vision, and that's going to get us 285 gold. Don't need to keep all of those thieves' tools. And nothing here. So what we want to do is we need to get, give or take 40 rations to be safe. The travel distance over there to the Dark Castle, I think, is 11 days, something like that. But you don't have to plan for the trip back. We're going to find our first major gate there at the Dark Castle. So, and we're going to inevitably find some food along the way as we scavenge. But 40 would be a good number to have. So I'm just going to pick up some of these. Okay, that should be 40. Okay. And then I have a longsword, which is slashing damage. I would like to pick up a warhammer here as well, so I can have some bludgeoning damage on my paladin. So let's go back and drop off these ingredients. Okay, and I think that's good. Okay, so I think we are now ready to go. We're going to drop a save before we leave. And I cleared out some saves, so I can resume my numbering here. Oh, and one other thing you need to do is make sure that you have some way to fly. I have the angelic flight ability from my Azamar Paladin. If you don't have some way to fly, then you won't be able to get started in the Honor Your Master's quest. So make sure you have that ability available to you. Okay, and there is the location of the Dark Castle. Okay, now we're not going to go there yet. We're going to head to the Kerlem Outpost first. And throughout this, we are going to get attacked quite a bit on the road. And it's going to be pretty bad. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, so here's the first one. A cult fanatic and 2 acolytes, not really a big deal. Especially when I'm not surprised. Okay, so M's first. So the cult fanatic is here. Let's move M up here.
You'll die like the rest.
Okay, so I can hit him from here. And we'll get out an Eldritch Blast here, and miss, of course. Sacred Flame. Oh, Shield of Faith. That's Sacred Flame. I'll take that attack of opportunity. And lost Shield of Faith. Okay, so as far as Rudi goes here, okay, so I can throw in one of my smites here, and I might as well.
Not bad, eh?
And that's what Thunderous Smite can do. So yeah, I hit, rolled 9 piercing. He failed against the saving throw on it. So for Sharon, can I see anybody here? Yes, I can. Let's move up. Let's get Malevolence out.
Solasta, minore.
I don't think that's in range. No, it's not. But we are going to ready an Eldritch Blast.
Solasta, Evo, Malmis. Oh, you never stood a chance.
She went with Firebolt. I wonder why that is. I mean, I'm not arguing. I mean, she rolled a 20, so Firebolt was going to kill. But not entirely sure why she went with Firebolt when I had selected Eldritch Blast. And a miss.
Bad luck.
Didn't I cast? I did cast Malediction. Oh, yeah, the target's still alive that was on this target. I was like, why can't I cast it again? Oh, come on. Cause wounds, or inflict wounds? Yeah. So he's moving away. I'll take that attack of opportunity. Oh, jeez. Come on, M. Step it up, man. Rudy's not going to be able to... Well, maybe. I can hit. Oh, I rolled a 20. Might as well smite.
Reaches out.
Okay, so let's go pick up anything. Oh, and there's an herbalism kit, even though we just bought one last time. And that was not at a long rest. That was just during the day that we got attacked. So let's hope we can make it to our long rest. Okay, so we shouldn't have to do anything here. Okay, so we did find some food there. So we'll be able to make it down to the Dark Castle without a problem. And let's just make sure, yeah, we have all three of his prepared. We're going to swap out Detect Magic for Divine Favor here. We don't necessarily have to do it right now. You definitely want to do it before you get to the Dark Castle, though. I'm just afraid I'm going to forget.
Clear skies, friend.
Clear skies, deputies.
Not entirely sure why it brought me all the way in here. Like I say, things are a little different since I changed all those settings. So there's Master Dakin right there. We go in here and just look around. Nothing else is different about the fort. Remember I told you that the mushrooms are going to, and the fungus are going to respawn every time. So if you do need any of those, you can come back here and look at it every time. But for now, I'm going to head up here and talk to Master Dakin. And I'm going to drop a save.
There you are.
Are you ready for this?
I am. Any idea how to get up there?
One or two?
I tried to think of a way, but still, this place is incredible. Did you notice that there was a minor gate just here in the courtyard?
As a matter of fact, I did. Let's get to it, if you don't mind.
Okay, so what he's asking is how to get up where, and this is where you need to go. Okay, you need to get all of your party members up here. Now, how do you do that? And the first... And I... Okay, yeah, I inspected that last time. So, for this, I'm going to use my angelic flight. And then I can just click up here. And that's going to drop a ladder down. Or drop a rope down that everybody can climb. Okay, so that's what you need fly for. You can also, I believe, get up there with levitate and misty step. If you levitate somebody up and then you have them, while they're in the air, misty step over to that, I think that'll also work.
Fantastic. It looks like, well, another world. You must have seen so much.
I have. But this is still...
Fascinating.
Well, I see where you got your passion for learning.
Let's look around. Gather all the antiques we can.
Okay, so now we're here in the tower. So there are a couple things that we can do and start exploring here. And that's going to allow us access up here. So I'm going to take highest strength, which is Rudi. Actually, yeah, it's going to be Rudi. While angelic flight's going on, I could... What you do is you climb up here and then you jump, come over here and just jump your way around. And this is what you're looking for. This armor stand over here. Okay, and you're going to have a primed scale mail. So a scale mail that you can enchant, and a magnificent mace. Oh, good. So we got really lucky with this one. It does bludgeoning damage, and it's going to be +1. You can make your way around. You can push the box, and now you've made your way out. Now we're going to have to come back here for that. Okay, but now you can have everybody else make their way up and around over here.
Nothing new here.
Now, Master Dakin is with us, and he's a critical character, so you need to protect him. So let's go into our inventory here. Take the magnificent mace. Move it here. And this should be a mace +1. Okay, so that's going to give Rudi an opportunity to swap out with that weapon. It's not going to do as much damage as potentially as the Warhammer, which is 1d8 compared to 1d6 on the mace, but I get an additional +1 damage all the time, which straight evens that number out, and I get that additional +1 to hit. So if I'm fighting skeletons or something that's vulnerable to bludgeoning damage, I'll change out from his longsword.
You don't mind being on your knees, do you?
Okay, so I'm going to put everybody in cautious mode. Bring M back in here. We're going to start exploring a little bit. And you see we've got a chest down here. I believe you go down over here. Yeah. Okay, now he's going to need to lockpick this. And he rolled a 1. So that's why you save before you do it. That magical nat 1 on our first roll of the day. Okay. And it's just a bunch of gold pieces. And as we begin to make our way up here...
By all the gods, this is really something.
It explains the library we found down in the caves.
Place seems dangerous.
Definitely. Be ready for a fight.
Wait, you know me? I don't fight.
Okay, it doesn't actually move all your characters up there. And there was something else. It's not just gold that's in that chest, but some crafting manuals as well. Scroll of Entangle, which is always nice. Scroll of Earth Tremor. This is actually pretty good. I haven't used Earth Tremor in my playthrough yet. And we already have the crafting manual for the Brimstone Fang, but there were some crafting manuals in there as well. Okay, so we're going to move up slowly here. Okay, and now we have some vines that we can make our way down. And I don't think there's anything down there. There's not. And I'm going to move slowly out into this area. And now we have a skeletal sorcerer. And we have some skeletons and a skeleton archer out here. Okay, so we're going to get ourselves set up here to deal with this. The first thing I'm going to do is change out to my mace +1. And I'm going to move Rudi up here. My bard and my sorcerer, I'm just going to move over here. And I'm going to leave Master Dakin back there at the back. He does not need to come in here. Okay, so skeletons, you can't see, we haven't learned anything about them yet. We definitely want to focus the skeletal sorcerer and the skeletal arch and the skeleton archer as we go through this. Skeletons are vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. They are resistant to piercing damage, but I'm going to start the attack off. Okay, Okay, so he used his reaction to cast shield. Okay, I missed anyway on that. But now we're going to use Step of the Wind to move back here. And you can see there were more skeletons than just that. We have an enforcer, we have another archer, and another skeleton over here on this side. Okay, so we are in a fight. Okay, I'm going to ready an Eldritch Blast. Okay, maybe that's it. Force preferred cantrip. Since she had another cantrip, Firebolt, she wanted to try and use it instead of Eldritch Blast. When Sharon went last time. I would actually prefer... No, Eldritch Blast. Does she have... What are her invocations? Yeah, she doesn't have pushing attack or repelling blast yet, so... I may actually do Vicious Mockery instead. Don't do anything with Dakin, just leave him there. And they're all going to be dashing towards me. Okay, so can Sharon see any of them? She can see the sorcerer, but it's too far. You could see it, yeah, but you can see it's too... The range is too far. That's the only one she can see, so I'm going to ready an Eldritch Blast. So Chill Touch reached all the way down there? Okay. Okay, and I'm definitely gonna smite here. Okay, so didn't kill him, but close enough we should be able to handle it. And I'm going to change to his Mason Shield next. And get him up here, ready to go. Okay, so let's hope we can get the sorcerer dead.
Coming your way.
Oh, he's got 1 hit point left. See, he's resistant to piercing damage. They don't have flesh, so arrows and piercing things, damaging flesh isn't really a thing with them. So, let's see if I can get up here. And Eldritch Blast doesn't hit there. Does it hit there? It does. Let's get rid of him. Perfect. We're going to keep my bard up here for a slashing flourish as we go here. Nice, got a miss from the first archer.
Curses. My fault.
There's Elder's Blast. Oh, rolled a 20. Okay, so let's get Sharon out here. We're gonna go after the enforcer first.
Even the dead could hear you.
And you saw she rolled a stealth check there. That's something different.
Solasta, Evo, Malmi.
Try again.
She missed. Okay, well, if you're doing that, then let's see if we can get rid of the skeleton here.
Viribe.
Another victory.
Okay, so M, let's get him working with Flurry of Blows, because they are vulnerable to bludgeoning damage, and that's what all of his attacks are. Okay, let's get...
You're not coming back.
Okay, so Skeletal Enforcer is done. Okay, actually, let's go after one of the archers here.
Minure. Arcana Evo Malmis.
That's a miss. Another miss. That's a hit.
You've seen worse.
Okay, so we'll move the targeting. Can't see either of them. So let's move up until I can.
Solasta, Evo, Malmi.
Perfect.
Take that.
Nice. Hey, Rudy, let's get a hit here on the skeleton. I'm actually going to... Oh yeah, I can't. Should have cast it last time.
Viribe.
And I'm not worried
Too
about
bad.
using my spell slots here. This is the only fight we're going to have in here, and when we're done, I'll be back on the road taking more long rests. So, not too worried about using everything up.
No quarter given.
Okay, so now that I did that, I don't think it matters. Perfect.
Not bad, eh?
Are you all right, Master?
I'm alive. Or so it seems.
Those are quite common in the marches.
Just tell me there's something valuable down here.
Oh, I think you'll be happy.
Okay, so now we're gonna do some exploration here, but first let's grab whatever loot we have. So some scale mail, a battle axe, some arrows, nothing in particular. Okay, some short bows from the archers. Okay. And now, and I need to bring him out of cautious mode. Now we can take stock of this room. So we have the loot from the skeletal sorcerer over here. We have a route we can get over this way to loot that. Okay, so another crafting manual for dark stab poison bolts, corrosive arrows, and a scroll of protection from evil and good. That's going to be really useful for us. Because this is all about fighting undead.
Well done.
Okay, so we'll grab the sorcerer's loot here. Sickening Radiance. These are level 4 spell scrolls. Staggering Might. Scroll of Bane. Quarterstaff. And this is how you're able to get your entire party over, because they can all jump across that gap.
Such athleticism.
And I think that's it here. Look at our map. Yes, that is it.
This is more than I dared hope for. So much more.
Good. I think the guild will treat you a little better now. They'd lick your boots for a look at these.
I'd like to see them do that. One or two of them in particular. These will be perfect. Take whatever else you want. I have plenty. And thank you.
You're welcome, Master.
I think it's time you stop calling me that. You know?
Well, how about chairman of the guild, then? With these books...
Stay in the light, my friend.
You too.
And that's going to complete Honor Your Masters, and that's going to get us a level up. So this is another one of the main reasons that you come here, is to be able to get that level up. Now, there's nothing that you can search in there. He's going to stay in there, start looking at books. There's no books that we take or anything like that. But we're going to go back out.
yourself in the dirt, now! Crawling through dirt. Nothing new here.
Okay, and while we're here, let's go sell off some of this stuff at Mogo's shop here. We don't need to be carrying around a bunch of that stuff that we looted. But it didn't take us all that long to complete all of that, so we can get some good travel here in before our long rest. So we'll get rid of the daggers. We don't need the warhammer anymore, so we just bought it and now we're going to sell it. We'll keep the primed. We don't need the battle axe. You know, I can give the quarterstaff to Sharon, just for no other reason other than aesthetics, mainly. And he has 2 holy symbols, so he doesn't need that. Yeah, and you don't want to buy anything from Mogo. His stuff is just way too expensive. His rations are 10 gold apiece, 10 times what they would be costing somewhere else. Oh, and we have an herbalism kit. And I believe Sharon already has one. He does. So we can get rid of that as well. Got an extra candle he doesn't need. Okay. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to put Rudi back on the longsword. That's his weapon mastery, and I can change these. Here. So I can relearn my weapon masteries, and I can change the heavy crossbow to mace. And now it takes an action to do it. But now my weapon mastery is, I have it on both. So the weapon mastery for the mace, we'll look at here in a little bit. But for now, we're going to fast travel to the exit. Okay, and we're going to continue on to the gem location here. Okay, now this is going to take 8 more long rests to get there. And I'm hoping I can get to my first long rest without being interrupted. Okay, it looks like I'm good. Because I used a lot of spell slots and all that sort of stuff in there, and now we're going to get our level up. Okay, so for my Paladin, I'm Paladin 2, Warlock 2. I need to go up with Warlock again. I picked because this is going to get me my otherworldly patron. Okay, so my proficiency bonus goes up, but this is the big thing here. And that's because we can now pick the Hexblade. So now this is going to get me access to some, again, really good spells. It gets me access to Soul Hex, which is basically the same as it does a lot of the same things that Malediction can do as far as secondary effects, but it doesn't do exactly the same things as far as its primary effects. Soul Hex adds my proficiency bonus, which you just saw went up to +3, which is over here, to all of my damage. So it's not doubling the damage that I do, it's adding another +3 to all of that damage. My critical threat range increases by 1 against the cursed creature, which means that if I need to roll a 20 to get a crit, I can now need to roll a 19 or a 20 to get a crit. Okay. So the Hexblade also does a couple of things for me. So my main weapon attacks count as magical. That is going to be huge because we're going to run up to an enemy here that is immune to non-magical attacks. So having I've got a longsword +1, so right now that would be fine anyway. However, the mace is not magical. So now that counts as magical for the purposes of damage. Okay. I use my spellcasting modifier on attack and damage rolls, so I'm now switching from strength to charisma to be able to do my 2 hit and damage, which is going to up it by +2 on both times. And if you take Pact of the Blade, which I did, you lift the restriction on single-handed if you take Pact of the Blade, which I did. So my restriction on the single-handed weapons has now been completely removed by using Soul Empowered. So this is a huge upgrade for my Paladin here. So for my proficiencies, I have Eldritch Sight and Devil Sight, which are fine. I'm going to leave those exactly as they are. I'm not going to unlearn anything here. But for this, I do have access to level 2 spells now. Now, Mule is actually really good. The recipient of the spell is able to ignore the effects of heavy loads or armor on movement speed. They can also carry slightly more weight. So we're going to be hopefully correcting some of the issues with carry weight here in a little bit. But we'll kind of see how that goes. Shadow Blade is one of the benefits here that go along that synergizes really well with being a paladin. I can summon a Shadow Blade that deals 2d8 psychic damage and has the finesse, light, and throne properties. In addition, when you use it to attack a target that is in dim light or darkness, you make the attack roll with advantage. So we fight in darkness, or we're going to be fighting in darkness a lot. And against enemies who are blinded, we automatically have advantage on those attacks. However, there are going to be enemies that are going to be, or have Devil Sight or Blind Sight or something like that, that they are not blinded by the darkness spell. And in that case, if I summon a Shadow Blade, I'm going to be able to attack with advantage in that darkness, even if everybody else is not going to be able to. So Shadow Blade is something that works really, really well for me here. I'm going to pick another 2nd level spell, which I would normally be trying to pick up right now. But I'm going to take Shadow Blade here. And now we're going to get in, we can look at our prepared spells. So, yeah, I think we're fine with all this. Yes. Okay, so now our Bard. So we're Bard 3, Warlock 1, and Warlock 2 is going to get us another big bonus. Okay, and that's because we're going to unlock our second Eldritch Invocation. So for our Eldritch Invocations here, there's so much verticality in this game that I want to be able to take advantage of that in as many ways as I can. And Repelling Blast is going to help me do that. So I'm going to take Repelling Blast. I want my Bard to be able to fight in darkness as well. Once I take this, that will be 3 of my characters. My Warlock, my Paladin, and now my Bard, who can all fight in the darkness without any disadvantages. Okay, don't want to... unlearn anything. I'm just making sure. Yeah. Okay, so for this, there are a few different ways that I could go. Comprehend languages is nice to have on somebody. And I think I may end up doing it here. I love Arms of Hadar, especially when I'm going up against multiple enemies to use Slashing Flourish. But it doesn't discriminate between friend or foe. Yeah, I think I'll probably take this for now. I'm going to get rid of it, though, eventually. For my Monk. Okay, we're going to stay Monk on this one. And that's because we're going to gain extra attack, which means I can now attack twice with my main attack, and with Flurry of Blows twice with my bonus attack. And now I get Stunning Strike. So once per turn, I can expend a key point to attempt a Stunning Strike. It makes a Constitution saving throw, which isn't great against your main tank enemies, but which is really good against casters. On a failed save, the target has the stunned condition until the start of your next turn. On a successful save, their speed is cut in half, and the next attack roll made against that target, unlocking it here is a huge benefit going into the Dark Castle. And last is my Sorcerer / Warlock level up, and for this, we're going to stay with Warlock again. That's going to get us access to a feat. Okay, so we're going to change this to bonus feat. Okay, and here, combat agility alert. We're going to give everybody alert. That bonus to be able to act right up front is going to be key in one of the fights that I'm going to come up against here. Where I want to get a couple of I want to get her and a spell that she has into the fight as quickly as I can. Okay, so as far as the cantrips go, so there are constantly things that are being upgraded here in the Unfinished Business mod, and you're going to see some new ones. So Sunlit Blade is actually really good in tabletop. You use the spell slot to make a melee attack against a creature that's right next to you. You get the weapon's normal effects, but you also then envelop them in a radiant light that sheds dim light, so that the next attack you make is with advantage. Now, where it really starts improving is when you get this at higher levels. Then it starts adding an additional radiant damage to the target, which is, again, really, really useful for me coming up and actually going forward in quite a few things. So for a few of the other things that I'm going to do, this is melee based, which isn't great for my sorcerer who normally tends to stay away, but there's going to be a time here where we're not going to be able to stay away. And you'll kind of see what happens with that a little bit later. Being able to drop a sunlit blade here on that individual is going to be incredibly useful. So I think I'm going to take it. Not going to unlearn anything. And now for my class spell here, I'm going to take Magic Missile. Magic Missile is one of those, if you absolutely positively need to have a hit, Magic Missile is great to do that. It doesn't miss. It's doing 1d4 plus 1 of force damage every time it hits, and force damage is almost never resisted. Okay, so now the question is, can I get out of here to see underneath this? I can't move this window. So I can't get underneath here. That's interesting. Okay, there it goes. I can get to it. So I need to remember that white bar down there at the bottom. Okay, now here we go. We're going to start getting into these encounters here. Thankfully, this one, I was aware of it and was not ambushed. I just leveled up. So these encounters are going to start getting pretty hefty. Okay, there's 2 ogres in this. So let's go ahead and ambush here. Okay. So, yeah. We've got a whole thing here. The Orc Chieftain is going to suck. So... there's the Orc Chieftain. He's going to get to go before Rudi. Can I see him? I can. Let's make him dash towards me. Okay, let's get Malediction out. And let's see if we can... get a vicious mockery on him. Okay, so he's mocked. He's got disadvantage on his next attack roll here. Okay, so for M, I'm not going to take M out there in the middle of everybody. We're going to bring M here and have him ready and attack. Okay, so Sharon, I would like to get her up top. Let's move here first. Throw Malediction here.
Solasta, Encho, Minure.
And now we have 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Solasta, Evo, Malmi.
Ha! That must have hurt.
Yeah, look at all that damage we procced on him. So dashing. It's good. Come down the middle. Perfect. Oh, I went after her. Okay, missed. Good. Everybody's going after Sharon. He had disadvantage on the first attack roll, and he missed his second one. Okay, so let's definitely focus the Orc Chieftain here. Oh, and I missed.
I swear.
Okay. So I'm loath to take this, but I think I want to take the attack of opportunity here. Good. Okay, because now I can make a slashing attack here. I'm flanking, so I've got advantage. And I can do a slashing flourish,
A modest success.
which damages both of them. Okay, I think I'm gonna save the Bardic Inspirations. Let's get rid of the Orc Chieftain. Here.
Again.
One. Give me one more. Perfect. Okay, and now let's see if we can get rid of this orc. Outstanding. Now we'll throw some damage here. Perfect. Now Sharon. Okay, so first let's retarget. This isn't going to matter, I don't think. We're going to throw darkness. That's fine, I'll lose malediction. I don't have a problem with that.
Solasta, Evo, Minure.
Okay. it shows that everybody's blinded by darkness, but remember, we're not really blinded by darkness. The ogre and the orc definitely are, though. And now, see, I'm attacking with advantage. Okay, I can also maneuver around in here. Yeah, I would really like to... Nah, we'll get rid of him. I'm not gonna smite. Don't need to. Now I'm gonna move back over here. Now he's blinded. Disadvantage on the attack. Okay, now, again, I can see in darkness. So... move the malediction over. It doesn't matter which one of these I do. Take the additional damage from malediction. And now Rudi. Or M, sorry. So we'll flurry of blows here, because I think I can take out the ogre.
You have them now.
Without needing stunning strike. I might be a little short. Yep. So, almost dead. Now, Sharon, how about we just finish him?
Solasta, Evo, armies.
Touche.
Now, I'm going to move up here.
I trained hard for this.
Okay, so he's frightened. And he's going to remain frightened. Oh, there's a 20.
Kill them all.
I love bards. Oh, I forgot to move over malediction. Doesn't matter. Now, M can't see in the dark yet. But because I'm blinded, and because the ogre is blinded, it's just normal attacks. Nobody has advantage or disadvantage. Take him out. Oh, one hit point. Well, Sharon can finish it off.
Solasta, Evo, armies.
Take that.
Okay, rolled a... I should have cast guidance on him beforehand. Okay. So now Sharon's concentrating on darkness, so we're going to stop concentrating. Okay, so let's see what we got here. An Orc Great Axe, which is 1d12. An unidentified potion. Chainmail. Ration pouch. Okay. So let's go to here. Just a ritual. or identify.
Arcana Ego. Oculus.
And we got a potion of cloud giant strength. That's outstanding. Your strength becomes 27. I love cloud giant strength. And then we did have a handwritten note here. So we also have a ritual spell of comprehend languages.
Arcana Ego. Oculus.
Okay, and now we should be able to read this. Okay, so this is what we had learned previously during the Messiah's birthday quest. Just making sure of what it was and what it was doing, but we can sell it off. Okay, so we found some more food. Can I save in here? I can. It's been a while since I saved. Hey, Em, welcome. Sorry I didn't see you there. But welcome to the stream. Good to see you. And you've leveled up again, so you've got a hell of a lot of attacks going on, so thank you. Okay, so this isn't... Ooh, there's a lot of them, though. Deep spiders and badland spiders. Okay, so there are a lot of enemies here. They're not really all that tough, I would say. But Sharon is up next. No, most of these encounters are actually scripted. I believe there's 4 fights that we're going to have on the way to this castle. I know I had 4 in my personal playthrough. I know that the guide says that there are 4 of them that you're going to have. We'll see if we're going to have 4 here or not. But I don't think that you can travel differently. I think I showed that during our first episode where we traveled. You can change your mode of travel to be more cautious. It doesn't help you avoid the encounter. What it does is helps you avoid being surprised in the encounter. So Sharon's up next, and that's going to be big for us because the spiders do not have blind sight. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and he'd still have 3 left. Yeah, let's move him out here. Because I'm pretty sure I can kill... Well, I know I can kill this spider here.
Well done.
Okay, and now I'll move back and just end my turn. Sharon is going to stay back here a little bit, but she's going to cast darkness.
Solasta Evo. Minure.
Most of them are going to have to dash in. We've got 2, I think, that won't have to dash. No, even that one had to dash. That one didn't. But again, he's blinded. Okay, so Rudi, let's go ahead and start laying the hurt here. No, it's not going to let me... Yeah, it is. I was going to say, why wouldn't it let me do that? I'm not blinded.
Impressive.
Okay, so I'm going to move up here and start getting slashing flourishes. Outstanding.
Arcana Angel Minure.
Okay, now again, M is blinded, but so is everybody else. So...
Good.
I'm just throwing out the DPS.
Solasta Evo.
I'm coming.
Nice. Curse of Time is so good. And I can move here without provoking an attack of opportunity against blinded enemies.
Ah! You're still in the fight, my friend.
Okay, so he passed his Constitution save, which was good. So he didn't get poisoned. We're going to use a level 2 smite. Okay, so for me, again, Let's get a slashing flourish out here. I forgot to retarget malediction. Okay, let's get another flurry of blows. See if we can get a kill here.
Well struck.
Now, one. I want to see a kill here. Oh, through two. Okay, so now Sharon is going to move away so she doesn't have disadvantage. Throw one there and another one here.
Solasta, evil.
Next time.
Oh, she missed this one. Okay, so darkness dropped. Hit Sharon, and Sharon lost her concentration. Yep. Oh, wow. She rolled to maintain concentration versus a DC 10. She had advantage on that roll. And she rolled a 2, which means she had to roll a 1 and a 2 or two 2s. I was like, how did she lose concentration? She's a sorcerer. She has advantage on Constitution saving throws. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to spend this here. I don't really want to. I'm gonna pass on the smite. I don't need it.
I trained hard for this.
Okay, let's see what we can do here. I got a bunch of key points left. There's a crit.
You like that?
Okay, so there's one. The deep spider here only has one.
I win again.
I win again. I love that. So she's in melee range. Oh, she rolled a 1 on Sunlit Blade. Okay. Well, that's what you get, Sharon, for rolling a 1 on the attack that was going to end things. You pay the price. Let's get flanking here.
A modest success.
Alright, so let's see what they left us. Should be a bunch of crafting ingredients and some arrows. Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's going to let you climb up here, which gets you access to the high ground all the way around here. Interesting. So that was 2 travel encounters. Let's see if we have 2 more. Yeah, monks are... they're player's best friend and DM's worst enemy. Okay, so there it is. There's our third one. An orc chieftain and 3 orcs. Not surprised. So this is working out pretty well. And they're all way down at the other end. So, yeah, I'm all about it. We'll move up here and we'll ready. I'm actually going to have Rudi throw the darkness this time. Because now his darkness, I think they fixed it in one of the updates to the unfinished business mod, that now that darkness spell he can see in. It's his darkness and not somebody else's, so I think he can see in it. We'll see what happens here in a second. Okay, I'm not blinded. Okay, and I can move back because I'm still in darkness. So for me, and you can see I've got Repelling Blast. Those guys are going to be out of the fight for a while. And this allows me to focus on damage dealing instead of maintaining concentration. I can use Malediction instead. Look at that damage. Oh, it's massive. It's massive. 10, 4, 5, 13, 5, and 5. I love it. Move you over here. The Archchieftain should have known better than to 1v1 me. We'll ready a melee attack for when they come in. We'll do the exact same thing here. We'll retarget.
Reaches out.
Outstanding. Rolled a 20.
I trained hard for this.
Dude, man, y'all are getting tore up.
Solasta, Evo.
Yeah, y'all are just getting tore up. Okay, now I'm gonna stop concentrating on darkness. And you see I have it back. It just cost me 1 key point to cast it. That's it. So now I think I'm going to keep darkness around on my other 2 spellcasters just in case we drop concentration here. But concentration on my monk, I don't have anything else that I'm using my concentration for. So now if I can just have him throw darkness out every time, that's much better. And remember, I get my key points back on a short rest. So yes, that was what I was looking at him. So that's the survival check. Yeah. Right there. So the orc was blinded. I would be blinded in somebody else's darkness, but since it was the monk's darkness, he can see in it, so he had advantage on that attack. So it just makes sense overall to have him be the one that is now throwing it out there. Plus he's got a 19 armor class, so he's really hard to hit, especially when there's disadvantage on the attack rolls in darkness, so he can maintain that concentration quite a bit easier. And then if he does get hit, he still has a 17 constitution to maintain concentration on it. So yeah, it's just a no-brainer for me wanting to fight in darkness to have the Way of the Shadow Monk lead the way, so to speak, on this. And that's why I went Way of the Shadow. Yeah, so now everybody in my party can see in darkness, as long as it's the monk's darkness. And that is just a game changer as far as combat goes. So I've had 3 traveling encounters. Let's see if I get a 4th. Because we have to do the scouting around the outside thing. Okay, so we didn't get a 4th. So At least, oh no, we did get a 4th because the first one was before Carolem. My fault. Okay, and now we're at the Dark Castle. So I'm going to drop a save here. It's very important that you drop a save at the very start of this. And that's because this quest journal here can get a little bit broken. And if it gets broken, the quest will not advance, and there will be no way to advance it. The Unfinished Business mod used to have a way where you could advance the quests in the quest journal. I think it must be gone. I can't find it anymore. That the tab that it says should be there inside the Unfinished Business mod is no longer, it doesn't appear to be there. So in my personal playthrough, my quest did not advance. I didn't realize that, and I went to clean up all of those save games, and I deleted the save game at the start of the Dark Castle from my personal playthrough. And that meant that I cannot advance that quest, and I'm stuck. There's nothing I can do about it. So make sure when you get here that you drop a save here before you go in. And let's see, we picked up some knowledge on some bandits. Yeah, on some of the thugs. And we did get some knowledge on the orcs that we've been fighting. The orc chieftain, he's got some pretty hefty saving throws here. And he does have extra attack. Attack times 2. So you try and focus him. He's a CR4 monster, so he gives you a lot of XP when you fight him, but yeah, he's not a very fun enemy to deal with. So make sure you drop that save. Okay. So the Dark Castle here, you can start off interacting with this tree. And that's just going to give you a way to get over here and search this. Okay, so we got a regular mace, a farewell letter. Okay, so the address is at the bottom, basically from J to L. There's a spectacular battle, but this beast was better than my sword. I will light the fire and wait by the door until you get here. Okay, so he's ended up passing away.
The gem's in the castle.
Maybe. It's in that direction.
That's a good-sized castle. A garrison of 24 at least.
We're not getting in that way. Could we climb up?
It's too open out here. Would be easy targets.
We'll have to find another way.
We could just show our Legacy Council credentials.
Assuming they're law-abiding folk who'll respect the council.
Not too many of those around here, I'm guessing.
Okay, so we definitely want to change Rudi over back to his mace because you saw who we're going to be fighting. We're going to be going up against a bunch of undead here. And I wanted to look at something here. Okay. So I have access to martial weapons here on my bard. So since we're no longer using the longsword +1, let's move that here and replace the rapier. I'm still going to have my +5 to hit here on this. So +5 strength, and that's because of the belt of Hill Giant strength that I'm wearing. So it's going to be either using my charisma or my strength, but since they're both +5, it's going to default to using strength. But that gets me an additional +1 to hit and +1 to damage. They're straight 1d8 on the rapier, so. So we can come right into the gate if we want. They're saying that it's probably not a great idea to do that, and I agree. So let's start looking around the outside, Sorry, Eminem reference. Okay, and we're going to get to a graveyard here. And if you want to drop another save here, can. Okay, because up here you have something else you can search. Oh, some more ration pouches. And some good crafting ingredients here, especially the tiger drake scales. And we have a long rest point. Okay, now as we start moving up this way, we're going to highlight some items, and I'm just going back here making sure there's nothing that's searchable for us. Okay, and you can see we have Angbi over here. Okay, and there's a pile of bones, and you can see this is a quest item.
Look, what's that? Some kind of incorporeal being.
I forgot about
Undead,
the
most
insight
likely.
check here.
I'll take information where I can get it, even from a ghost.
I need to get my notes pulled back up here. There's the insight check, so she did pass it.
Hello? Could we ask you some questions?
Hello, I'm Angbi Cramson of the Guild of Antiquarians. Or at least I used to be.
What can you tell us about the castle? Who lives there?
2 women, a high elf but living and quite old. She's a necromancer of some sort.
And the other?
Once human, but definitely undead now. The Defiler, I think. And she had a gang of ghouls with her. Horrid beasts. I avoided them.
Is there anyone else?
There's a garrison. Skeletons, mostly. I avoided them too.
I think we know enough now. Thank you.
Actually, I was hoping to ask you a greater favor.
A favor? How can we help you?
I was killed in this cemetery. Me bones are here somewhere.
And you'd like us to take them home for burial, so you can find peace?
Well, yes. But they got a little scattered. The wolves, you see.
Now, that's just rude.
As far as I can feel, they are in 3 separate places.
Well, that's just you all over.
It's not just about burial, though of course I'd be grateful for that too. Since I was killed, I carried on studying this necropolis, but I can't touch material things, including pens, so I couldn't update my journal.
Now that's what I call a work ethic.
And since my spirit is bound to my mortal remains, I can't return to Caer Cieflin to report in person. But if you take my bones back, perhaps my spirit could travel with them. and the knowledge I've recovered won't be lost.
Hey, and we definitely want to do this.
We will do as you ask, Angbi Cramson of the Antiquarians.
I'm going to start the Angbi's Bones quest. Okay, we can go around here and you can read all of the tombstones. As far as I know, none of them do anything. And I'm pulling up my notes here. Okay. Okay, so scroll of Featherfall. And a scroll of Lesser Restoration, which is also nice to have. Ah, Manicalan Orchid. Nice. That's going to be very useful. Okay, and this gets you one entrance into the basement. There are multiple ways to get in there, and we're going to be exploring them, but we don't, if you don't want the quest to get out of whack, well, I can't say that. You can go into the basement now, but it's going to, you're going to have to come back. You're going to have to backtrack to get the quest back on track, because right now the quest log says find a way into the courtyard. Okay, if you bypass the courtyard, that quest is not going to update. Okay, so that's one thing that we want to watch out for. And we're going to go back into cautious mode. We do have skeleton archers up here on top. They're green right now. You can see. So they're not going to attack you yet. Okay, so here I'm going to drop another save. I'm just going to overwrite the previous save that we had. Don't need to be in cautious mode here. And there is an optional fight here. This, you can talk your way past this. There's also an insight check that goes along with this, so I'm going to cast guided insight on Sharon. If you have the fight can be a little bit difficult. If you don't have a source of magical damage. So like I learned earlier, like I talked about earlier about a source of magical damage with my paladin, that that source of damage is what's needed. Otherwise, the target's going to be immune to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. So all martial forms of damage, he's going to be immune to, completely immune to. Now, spells and things like radiant damage from smite hurt him a lot. And that's why if you've got a paladin, it's kind of like easy mode in here, if you're going to have the fight. Now, if I pass the insight check, I think I can't have the fight, but I get XP from bargaining with him as well. So I don't think it matters whether I have the fight or not, but you can see there are some wolves in here. They're green. They're not going to attack yet. And up here is Talbot the Gray. Now, Talbot the Gray, there's something special about him. But if we pass the check here and negotiate with him, then you're not going to be able to fight him. Okay, so this is definitely a one or the other type of choice. My personal playthrough, I negotiated with him. It doesn't matter one way or the other whether you have the fight or not, as far as the story goes or anything like that. So I think I'm not going to cast the insight check on Sharon. I think I'm going to go in here and see what happens with the fight, because if you go in here and you don't pass the check on him, he'll want you to leave. He'll talk to you, but then he'll want you to leave. If you come back, then everybody will turn hostile. So let's just go in here and wait for this to trigger.
Who's this? Seems to like wolves.
Could be a ranger, could be a werewolf, could be something else.
He might know something about the castle. It can't hurt to ask.
Okay, so I did fail the insight check. Okay, so I'm still only presented with two choices here. I persuaded him last time. I'm gonna try not to do that this time.
Hey, you! Get over here!
Ha! Aren't you tough? Believe me, you don't want me coming over there. Now get lost before I change my mind.
Okay, so now if we continue forward in here, he's going to become hostile.
Keep away from my home,
There he goes.
strangers.
Okay, so M is first, and again, this is another reason why I love having darkness on him, because he's got the alert feat. He rolled a 30 on initiative, I think. Yeah. so yeah, we're gonna throw down darkness here. Okay, now he's going to be immune to this, so I'm going to make just a regular attack. I don't think my attacks are magical right now. Yeah, I don't think my attacks are magical yet. I think that happens at the next level. I think it happens at level 6. So my unarmed attacks are not magical right now.
Die!
Immune to bludgeoning damage. But he is not immune to types of magical damage. Why didn't he have disadvantage? Okay, he had disadvantage. The wolves... I wonder why they would have blind sight or something like that. That doesn't seem right. So let's move back here with my bard. Let's go after Talbot with magical damage here. Okay, I'll do a slashing flourish.
Again.
Also get the wolf. Yeah, they are not blinded. They're not affected by blindness. It's interesting. I shouldn't need to smite here.
Not bad, eh?
He's going to be coming up next, so let's move Rudi back to intercept that wolf. Okay, there we go. We'll still get an attack here. Perfect. Hold high enough. Okay, so he has advantage on that attack because the wolf is blinded, but for some reason, the wolf attack rolls are not with disadvantage. So I'm not entirely sure why this is.
You didn't get me.
Why can't I reach the target?
No quarter given.
Monk OP. Okay, and remember, with this darkness, I'm pretty sure thought I could move this darkness around. And that's why it's here. Yeah, you can. So you can move it around. So nice. So that's what that is for on your hotbar, is you can bring it up and then you can just click somewhere and move that darkness around. So technically, I could continue concentrating on this and just move it around wherever I want. But this is very similar to what we saw with Shadowheart after she had Char's Spear of the Evening, where she could just unlimited cast darkness and then move it wherever she wanted because it was basically a free action for her to do. Okay, so Rudi, and I don't need to pick this door. I can get in through the window. I'm pretty sure. Or M, I'm sorry, not Rudi. So some arrows, torches. Okay, a potion of healing. And some more bolts. And I didn't look to see how much XP I got for that. 225 for the combat. Yep. Which is the same as what you get for talking your way out of it. And there's the second piece of Angbi's bones. Okay, so now we just need one more of those. And interesting, I don't think I noticed that. Wonder if I can make that jump with 21 strength. No, I can't. But I can make it with angelic flight. Scroll of jump. What do you know? That would be how you're going to get back if you don't have any other way, if my angelic flight would run out or something like that. I don't think I got that in my personal playthrough, so we got a bunch of potions of greater healing. Cloud Giant Strength, Potion of Healing. Let's go down a little bit. So we got a mace, another mace +1. So once you identify something the first time, if it pops up in your inventory again, you don't have to identify it. So that's what was allowing those potions of greater healing to stack, is because they're automatically identified. Okay, so now we're going to be cautious here. And we're going to go about this a way that I don't normally do. Normally, I wouldn't just walk up to the front gate here. Okay? You have all seen me play these games long enough to know that I would not just settle for a frontal assault. That, however, I want to make sure that this quest is going to continue on, or it's going to advance. Now, I don't have to do this. I can go back over there where Angbi is, and I can go into the basement, and then I can use the basement to come up here into the courtyard. And I think it will also advance that way. You don't actually come up in the courtyard, though. You come out in kind of an outer bailey over here. And you can trigger the fight from in there, and everybody will run in towards you this way, which is a much better way to do it from a combat perspective. But then if you go back into the basement and you enter the castle through the basement, instead of coming back out here in the courtyard, I don't think that, well, I know the quest will not progress. And I think that's what happened to me when I did it on my personal playthrough. But this time, I'm going to go at this the straightforward way. Now, this fight is going to be somewhat iffy. But we should still be alright. I do have my mace +1 out here. I'm going to drop another save before I go into this, because I did not do this on my personal one, and you can convince Adam to stand down. You don't want to, though, because if you convince him to stand down, it's going to make a fight later on much harder to do. So I'm going to drop a save here. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to attempt to fail this. If I don't, then I'm probably going to go about it the other way that I did my personal playthrough, because that way, once you pop into the courtyard, the whole thing goes hostile. There's no chance to have that conversation. Okay, so it did the same thing here. Okay, so I'm going to get my key points back. Okay. So, yeah, he's not in this yet, which is good. I think he's farther up there right now. So, let's drop the darkness here. I think. Yeah, let's drop the darkness here. I'll be anxious to see what happens with the skeletons. Skeletons don't have eyes in the traditional sense.
Solasta, evil. Too slow.
And the archers are going to want to try and make their way down here to me, because they can't shoot into darkness. Which is another really nice benefit to all of this.
Arcana Evo Malmis.
Harder!
Okay, so they're showing as blinded, but that doesn't, as we know, that doesn't necessarily mean they're blinded. I know my DM in tabletop would say, skeletons don't have eyes. They can see you through other methods. So, but these appear to be blinded. I'm going to pass on the smite. He's vulnerable to that damage. Okay, so we'll move M up. These are all bludgeoning attacks.
A good kill, as they say.
And now we'll ready a melee attack for whoever comes in next. Sharon can retarget. Can she see anything? Yes.
Solasta, evil. Touche.
I love force damage. This is my square. This is my darkness. Don't you even think about coming into my darkness.
Arcana Vivo. Almis. Good.
That was the wrong spot to move into, buddy.
Viribe.
Perhaps.
Get wrecked. And you see, because of his changing his weapon masteries, I'm now able to sap. That's what the weapon mastery for the mace does, just like the longsword. It will give the target disadvantage on the next attack roll. Okay, so let's put M on cleanup duty here. That's dead.
Solasta Evo. Malis. You never
Perfect.
stood a chance.
There he is. So we're just gonna ready up for everybody on the melee side of things. I can't. No, I can see him.
Arcana
Thought he was in full cover.
Almis.
Okay, so we'll ready an attack. Don't land near Rudi. Oh, see, that's a mistake.
Hey, that was mine.
That was mine. So we'll just ready up a melee attack there. Can Sharon see him? I don't think. No, she can't. So we'll ready up a cantrip.
Solasta Evo. Malis.
Bravo.
That'll end that.
Victory is yours.
You there! Stop! Don't move! Who are you?
Okay, so I did fail the insight check. So you can persuade him here, but you don't want to do that. You want to have the fight with him right now. Otherwise, he's going to appear in the final fight and make that fight that much harder.
It's just a few skeletons. Let's get them.
I didn't roll very well on initiative there. But, oh, I'll take this.
Take that.
So now let's move the darkness right here. I love this. I love every minute of this. And that's a free action. I can just move it whenever I feel like it. Okay, and now I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna ready this up. For when they come in. It's definitely a benefit of having Angbi Way of the Shadow because of his high initiative. Being able to go first. You don't get chained combat encounters like this very often, but when you do, it makes it really nice to be able to just move it wherever you want. Okay, so I'm going to move Sharon back a little bit here. So where's Adam? There he is. So he's light sensitive.
Solasta, evil.
Well struck.
So I'm not sure if that's in this. Let's move here. Land that, do a slashing flourish, get damage on everybody else.
I trained hard for this.
Okay. So life drain with disadvantage. Alright, so I can't tell if he's going to be in darkness there or not. And I wasn't paying too much or enough attention. I am still in darkness. Let's not smite. So he's got 1 hit point left. Okay, we're gonna put M on cleanup duty again. See if we can get a kill here.
Wait till the next one.
Yep. Get a kill here. Nice. See if we can get one more.
You'll die like the rest.
Outstanding. And look at that. I'm just clearing out 4 enemies in 1 turn. M, you're OP. Just stop, man. Now Sharon is going to cast Guided Insight. Or Guided... Is it nature? Or is it's survival, right? It's survival checks. Yeah, I don't care if you do that. That's fine. On M.
Solasta, Devo.
We fought a bunch of different skeleton enemies in here. I want to see if I can gain more knowledge about them. I'm still going to be able to end this here.
Arcana Enjo Minure.
Come on, bring me my turn back. Thank you.
A modest success.
Okay, so there's the victory. So, oh. I failed one survival check. Yep. Had to roll, I rolled a 1. Had to roll a 6, or had to roll a 7 to pass it. I don't think there's any more fights to have in here, so I'm gonna stop concentrating on that. Go pick up all of our loot. Fairly normal stuff. Did get an amethyst. We did get leather, another leather armor +1. Okay. So now here in the courtyard, we have a few things that we can go looking at. And see, there the quest updated. Okay, so now we need to enter the castle's keep. Okay, you want to make sure that that happens one way or another. Whether you convince him and then you come in here and enter the courtyard, or you fight him, or whatever you want to do, make sure that that quest updates. Okay? Because this is the second thing that you need to do, is get into the keep and find the master. If you fight and kill the master before you get in here, you will not be able to, this quest will not advance. It may advance actually to the basement and that sort of stuff, but it won't, it will stop advancing. So make sure that you, that you're doing what you need to get that quest to advance. Okay, dark stab. All of those we've gotten. So yeah, let's head back down. And we're going to take a look at these blue areas here in a little bit. Okay, so there's another area down here which isn't highlighted, or which isn't opened yet. M can quick save. Oh, okay, I forgot about this fight. This fight's not too cool. They're ghouls. Is this one blinded? He's not. I will have advantage on these attacks, though.
More coming your way.
There's a high roll. Let's see if we can get another one. Nope. Okay, so we're going to move back. Rudy's going to have a ways to go, so we'll dash. Okay, so he is blinded, which is good because we should remember from Baldur's Gate 3 what ghouls can do if they hit you. They can paralyze you. And I'm not going to cast Malediction. I want to again try Guided Survival. That was Survival, right? Yes. Okay, so he's already rolled once on it. So we'll see if we can double up on the bestiary here in a minute. I'll move my bard here. Reapply Malediction.
Arcana Evo Malmis. I trained hard for this.
Okay, and they're only going to be able to come at me one at a time.
Well done.
Okay, let's move up one. Get another attack here. Then we'll move back. So that only one of them at a time can come at me. Rudy's gonna move here. And ready an attack. That should trigger. There it is. I'll Divine Smite that. We use level 1.
A modest success.
Solasta Evo.
Damn. Let's move everybody in here to get us out of the darkness. Reapplying darkness. Darkness isn't something that was in this thing originally. So it kind of lags the game a bit when you're dealing with it. So try to move your characters out of it as soon as you can. And there's the last pile of Angbi's bones. Okay, so now I need to return those. And I need to take them to the antiquarians in Caer Kiflin. Okay, so we got some acid. And I believe acid's an ingredient here, right? It is. Yes. Okay, and we're going to get everybody to step in here.
This could be our way in.
Perfect. We climb down a wet, slippery stone shaft into water that's who knows how deep and hope there's a way out. What could possibly go wrong?
Okay, and that's going to open up this as a travel way, or a way to go. Okay, so we're gonna move around here. Go here.
That doesn't look right.
It's a train. What's wrong about that?
Yes, but inside a building?
Maybe the roof leaks.
Maybe this was a stock shed. A drain could be handy for mucking out.
That one's big enough for a cow to fall down. Doesn't make sense.
Unless...
I swear if you say something clever.
I never say anything that's not. But think about it. It's big enough to climb down, it's hidden in a building, and it's close to both the walls and the keep.
Are you saying it's a secret entrance?
Okay, so again, that's going to unlock that. Now, you know, I'm curious if there's a... Yeah, last 10 minutes. Okay. It's not 10 turns like it was in Baldur's Gate 3. It's 10 minutes. So as long as that thing is there, I'll be anxious to see... I may do some testing on my own off stream to see if I can, like, move that thing. Here's another set of ghouls. Oh, saw me. I need my bard to have rolled high. And she rolled incredibly low. So this could hurt. I need to get everybody up here. He's dashing. He must be coming from over here somewhere. There he is. He's dashing too. Okay, that's good. Let's get M up top. Let's move darkness on top of me. Oh, it has a move distance. Okay, that's all right. We'll move it gradually. I think it's probably going to take too long to get there. And I'm out of key points. So...
You have them now.
Okay, and we'll... Can I move it again? No, it's out of turns. Yeah, it has movement. You can see it over here. I think maybe I want to get everybody down here now instead. Because I can move that on top of me my next turn. Yeah, let's do that instead. Let's move Rudi here. We'll get him to ready a melee attack. Take my bard. Move her down here. Can I get... Nope, it's just going to move him this way. Okay. He's got a dash. Alright. So while we're up here, let's keep the height advantage. missed the one I wanted to hit. Now let's move down. He's got a dash. See if he can reach him or not. Can. That's unfortunate. That's going to trigger a ready action. I didn't need to do that. That was the one that was already hurt. So let's disengage here. We'll move the darkness to right there, and we'll end the turn. And we'll again ready this up. Let's see what we can do here.
Arcana Evo Malmis.
Nice. Okay, we're gonna ready an Eldritch Blast.
Solasta Evo.
Well struck.
Easy peasy. He's gonna dash. This is gonna trigger an attack from Rudi. I could Divine Smite here, but I'm not going to.
Just when it hurts most.
Okay, and I'm not going to attack with Rudi. Or my Bard. I'm gonna have Sharon cast Guided Survival on M, which means I'm gonna have to move here.
Solasta Evo. Veribe.
And now M should be able to end this fight.
You'll die
Okay.
anyway.
Come now. Alright. And I rolled a 2. Yeah, you're right, Em. The one thing that the monk just doesn't seem to be good at right now. I'm going to remove darkness, because we're going to go take a long rest, I think. So we've got, yeah, we're all out of, we've got one Divine Smite left. Yeah, we're gonna wanna, I'm trying to think what's in the basement. Oh, I can't remember what's in the basement. So let's go up here and do some looking around over here, and that will be the end of the episode. Next week, we'll start exploring into the keep through the basement. Okay, so we had already found that one. look around this side so that we can search this. And we got Shadow Blade. Nice. And a Moonflower. That's another really nice ingredient. Now this thing, I don't think I can open this. Or maybe I can from this side. No, I can't. There's another drain right here. But I'm going to have to get everybody in it.
A real little goblin.
This drain could be a way in.
Into what? The bathroom's one way, and the cesspool the other. Suppose we get down there and it's just 6-inch pipes.
Then we'll look for another way in, but let's try it first.
Okay, and that's going to open that up as a possible travel location. You can knock this down here to get you another way up, but there's a way up right beside it.
Okay, you're tough.
Okay, and then we're going to make our way up to the door, the main entrance here.
Another door.
Oh, good. Just when I was thinking it would be too easy.
Look at the top. What is that?
Looks like a magical shield of some sort. Some sort? How many sorts are there?
What we're looking for is up there.
You sure?
It's obvious. The best loot gets the best protection.
That's normally true. Thanks for being here, Em. I certainly appreciate it as always. So, we have now explored all of... Why are the ghouls marked? Oh, we still have one more thing over here on this side that we haven't searched. What happened to these ghouls? What is... Oh. Oh. This could hurt. You're gonna survive.
Stay
She
with
failed her
us.
con save. So she's paralyzed. Okay. I forgot about the ghoul ambush after you inspect the door. And I can't summon darkness with M because we're out of key points. Let's get advantage on the attack on this ghoul. Oh, we don't have advantage because she's paralyzed.
Damn!
Okay, so Sharon's gonna have to cast darkness.
Solasta Evo. Minure.
And we need to be focusing on these ones over here.
That's back.
Okay, now let's move here. So maybe this ghoul will come after me. Yeah, and I failed my saving. There, I passed it. Okay.
You've
Okay,
seen
so
worse.
there's a hit. Alright, so let's start clearing out. So here definitely needs to go. Here definitely needs to go. Get the ones ahead of us in the initiative
One less
order.
enemy.
Okay, so let's get here. Why is he not moving? Oh, we can't move there for some reason? Okay, let's see. Okay, so I don't want it there because that's going to hit Rudi. That'll work.
Solasta, Evo, Valmis.
And that still procs Curse of Time on them when I use it. Okay, so we need to go after... Doesn't really matter. Most of them are all full or close to full health anyway. So let's just start working. Okay, now I can get at least a couple here with a slashing flourish.
Victory is mine!
Nice. Move back a little bit. Nice. One more. Give me one more miss. Perfect.
Nice move.
Okay, so Sharon can move here. That's not going to work. That'll kill one. Yep.
Got ya.
Move her back in the darkness. There we go. So that one darkness spell from him lasted 3 combats. Or 2 combats, and then Sharon had a backup darkness. So that worked out. But yes, I did forget about that. I think I've already looked in this one. I think. Yeah. Which one is it? Right down here in this corner. Thought we already searched this one. Oh, we didn't. Okay, and I think that... Nope, there's one more way on the other side. There it is. And that one, there are vines you can climb up to get to it. Okay, Tasha's Caustic Brew. That's actually a really cool spell in tabletop. Okay, and we'll just move our way back out here in the middle. And we'll get ready for next week. Because next week we're going to make our way into the keep itself. And there's a lot going on in there. There are 3 different quote-unquote boss fights, including a fight against somebody who has our first encounter with legendary actions. We saw those in Honor Mode in Baldur's Gate 3, and we're going to get to see them again here, and we'll have to work out a way on how to deal with them. So that'll give us a good point to stop. So, as always, thank you all for being here. It's always a pleasure having all of my community here. I can't say enough about all of you, and thank you for the support. Because, as I always say, without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jorval saying until next time, fare thee well.